It's me, Terry, of the Yarn Joy podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Crafting with Friends. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's see, what did we do? We went to my mom's and my in-laws and helped them out, cut grass. My husband cut lots of grass. And yeah, just run errands and different things, you know, doing things for our parents. And then the rest of the weekend was, yeah, that was it. Oh, on Friday evening, did I talk about that? I think Friday evening, I'm trying to think. Oh, my days all run together. My son, daughter-in-law, and my younger son also, and the grandbaby, they all came over for dinner, so that was nice, a nice visit. And yeah, that was about it, really. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then let's see, so what have I been working on? Well, I finished my In a Tizzy blanket, so I'm so excited to show you that. I can check it off as a finished object, so yay. I will hold it up, but of course you won't be able to see it without me getting up and shifting everything around. I can stand up and show it to you, so I will pop a picture in so you can see what it looks like. So I decided to use a black border. Okay, and I probably should have made it thicker, you know, went around it 2 or 3, maybe 2 more rounds, but I just really got tired of working on it. And so I just decided, oh, that's enough. And I ended it off. I'm trying to get it where it's going to show you the right way. See, there it is. Put a black border. I think it really, the black border really sets off the colors well. There was a commenter that suggested me using a black border, so thank you so much. I took your advice. And yeah, I think the black really turned out well. Okay, so there it is. Now we'll go ahead and pop in a picture right here so you can see it in, you know, all laid out and looks you can see what it looks like. So here it is right there. Isn't it great? Yeah, I think it turned out great. I have not blocked it. Of course, if I block it, that would make it look even better. But I'm real lazy about blocking. I used to block everything. Every time I made a blanket, I'd block it. Every time I made a shawl, I'd block it, you know. I didn't usually block granny squares or anything like that, but I used to always block blankets or Afghan or throws, you know, that sort of thing, baby blankets. And so I rarely do it. If it's got some sort of lace edging or something that really needs to be blocked, you know, so you can see the stitches and the patterning and all that, then I'll do that. But yeah, most of the time I don't. I made this blanket out of Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Troll, and I had 3 cakes of it, and I used all 3 cakes. And I actually ran out. Let me show you if I can find it. Yeah. This. Yeah, I ran out right here. And so about this much of it was, I just had to pick colors from my stash that I thought would kind of go with, you know, the rest of the coloring. And I think I did pretty well on it. If you didn't notice anything different as far as any particular piece that stood out in the picture I popped in, then that's good. So yeah, I think I'm happy with what I picked out of my stash just to try to finish it up. So there is my In Tizzy blanket. So this is one that I can, it was one of my blankets that I have in my notebook here. I'm gonna get it off you're sitting on a rack here that I've got a little shelf in my like in boxes, out boxes type thing. Anyway, so here's my list of 2024, what I called Make 9, but it ended up being 11 projects. Or 11 blankets, and so I've got them all listed here, the ones I wanted to do. And so now, see, in fact, I've already checked it off. So of my blankets that I was wanting to do, the diagonal chevron lapgan, that's still a work in progress. I've kind of set it aside because I had small projects and things I had to work on. And so yeah, that one, I need to pull it back out and start working on it again. So I've got that one. That was number 1. Number 2 was the Felix blanket, and I did that, so I got that checked off. And then I have one that's called I Heart Granny baby blanket. In fact, it's the same designer as the In a Tizzy blanket, so I haven't made that one yet. And then there was a Dresden hexagon baby blanket that I had in a pattern leaflet. Well, actually it's PDF file, but it was originally published in a pattern leaflet, I think. But I got it in digital. Anyway, that one, it looks like it might be something I may decide not to do. It's really pretty. It's like the quilted, it looks like a quilt with the fan. I think it's like a fan pattern. Anyway, I may not do that one. Yeah, I haven't looked at it that close to see if I feel like it's too involved. But anyway, I did write it down. Okay, number 5 was the In a Tizzy, so I got that one marked off. I did that one. The Log Cabin Granny, which is the one I did that one, okay? And then the Tune My Heart, that's kind of a patchwork type blanket. I've made it before, and I was wanting to make it again. I haven't yet. I mean, you know, haven't checked it off because I haven't made it yet. The Sapling baby blanket, did that twice. And so, yeah, I was able to check that one off. The Smooth Sailing blanket, which is what I'm about to start, okay? And then there's one called the Hexa Daisy blanket, haven't done that one yet. And the Victorious German Shells, and I have done that one. So, as out of the 11 that I wrote down, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've made 5. So that's pretty good. This is June, halfway through the year. I've made 5 of the 11, so about almost half. 5.5 would be half of it, half of them. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy with my progress of it. So since I finished, let me slide that back in there. Since I finished the In a Tizzy blanket, so let me put that aside because it's hot in Texas. Yesterday, the temperature was like 104 or 105, something like that. But the heat index, like what it really feels like with the humidity, was 115 or 117, something like that. It was awful. So that blanket doesn't need to be on my lap right now because it's hot. And so anyway, now that I've finished the In a Tizzy blanket, I've already printed out the pattern for my next blanket because if you remember, we had a vote where I picked out 2 blankets off that list and I said, this is blanket number 1, blanket number 2, vote which one you want me to do first. The In a Tizzy blanket won, so this one was the number 2 blanket, and it is the Smooth Sailing blanket, and it's by Nana's Crochet Creations. I found it on Ravelry. It's a paid-for pattern, but I love her patterns. I've done I've done some of her other patterns. She does the like filet crochet ones. So if you remember, I did one that had filet crochet of some hearts. That was one of her patterns. And I did one with ducks. Remember that one? That one was one of her patterns. And so this one is a sailboat design. So I think this one's going to be really cute. It'll give me a blanket for a little boy, which is good. I've been making seem like the last few that I've made is kind of more geared toward a little girl. And so, yeah, I'm excited to have this one for a little boy, you know, to have it just set aside to have in my stash. So good. Anyway, so I printed out the pattern. Okay, I've got, I think it was 3 pages. Of course, the first page is just kind of the information page. And now this one was made in number 3 weight yarn. She used Line Brand Cupcake. I'm actually going to be using a worsted weight yarn, and I'll show you that. Anyway, so she calls for number 3 weight yarn, a J hook, and it's supposed to make a baby blanket that's like 28 inches, which is small, by 34. So it's a rectangle shape. Well, sort of. Well, almost square. But anyway, I'm not going to be using that because I didn't have, I decided I didn't want to do one that was a self-striping. I wanted to do this one a solid color, just so the patterning would pop out, you know, the filet crochet design. And so I decided to use this because I pulled out my blue, I was wanting to make it blue. And so I pulled out my blue baby yarn, or I was looking to see how much I had. Well, I have a lot, but they all don't, it's not the same yarn. In other words, you hold them next to each other and they're definitely not the same not the same colorway, not the same brand, probably a lot of this stuff doesn't have labels on it. And so I was just seeing, you know, and I have a lot, but like I said, not enough of one that all matches together to make a blanket. So I do have this. Oh, it's upside down. This is Lion Brand, A Pound of Love, in the colorway Pastel Blue, okay? And it does say that it's a worsted weight yarn, but it's a very light worsted. Yeah, it's not a heavy worsted at all. It actually calls for a J hook. In the pattern, it says if you use worsted weight yarn, you should use a K hook, but this yarn is so thin, you know, a thinner 4, that I've decided not to use it. I don't like using K hook anyway. A J hook, which is 6 millimeter. I think that's, yeah, 6 millimeter. That's about as big of a hook as I go. So what I've decided to use with this, I'm going to try it out and see, but I'll do the chain and try to figure if I think that's a good size. But I think I'm going to be using an I hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. And I think that's what I'm going to use. It seems to be something that would be comfortable with this size of yarn. And so that's what I'm going to try it out with this anyway and see how I like the feel of it and the size and all that. And if I feel like I need to change a hook size, then I'll just rip it out and restart, you know, with a different hook size. But I'm going to try it with this. So that's what I'm going to be making. And so, like I said, I printed out the pattern, so I'm good to go, ready to start that. And I'm excited about starting it. Don't you love starting new projects? I love it. That's probably why I have so many whips. So, because I keep starting new things. So, what else have I been working on? Well, I'm working on Ouija. That is Mario's brother, Luigi. Ouija, that's what my grandbaby calls him. I'm working on him. I hadn't done a bunch on him since Thursday when well, actually I hadn't worked on him at all, but I pulled him out this morning and I started working on him some more. So I'm working on the bib part of his overalls. And so I want to work more on that this evening, so that way maybe I'll get the overall part completely finished with the straps, you know, and sew the buttons on. They're fake buttons. I use that yellow back there, make circles, and stitch those on. So that's what I did with Mario. So that's what I'm going to do with Ouija. So anyway, working on Ouija. And oh, if you saw my video on Thursday, I was making those citrus slice coasters. I had made one. I think maybe I had started a second one. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've got the whole set made because I got some green and some orange cotton yarn from Michael's, and so I was able to get, I did 2 slices of orange, 2 slices of lime, and then I did an additional slice of the lemon, so I'd have 2 of that because my table has 6 chairs over there, and so I wanted to have a set of 6, and so I did that. And when I was showing that on my video on Thursday, Kim of Kim Loves Artie, that's her channel. I'll link her channel below in the description box. She went on a hunt for, because I was talking about how, I should try to come up with a little basket or a holder, you know, that those coasters would fit in. So then I could set, you know, have them sitting on my table and people could be using those. But they would kind of corral them, you know, when we weren't using them. And so she went on a hunt to find, and she did. She found a pattern for the holder. And so thank you so much, Kim. In fact, the holder little basket has a lid on it, and I don't know, I probably won't make the lid because more than likely we would never put the lid back on it. I don't know, I might, but right now I'm just going to make the bottom part. And that particular pattern actually has patterns for the slices also, but the stitch count is just a little bit different than what I used, which was a Yarnspirations pattern. And so I'm going by that stitch count of what I use because, you know, they have what I've got has to fit down in the basket. And so I think I have to do 1 or 2 more rounds to make that a little bit bigger, and then it'll fit my coasters. But I'm so happy that you found the pattern for me, Kim, because that saves me work from trying to design one. So thank you. And I haven't started it yet, that holder, but I'm planning on it. And then, like I said, whether or not I do the top, the lid was really cute. Had a little pom-pom ball in the middle that you use to pull, to lift it off. And it is super cute. So I probably end up making it. But right now I'm going to make the bottom part for sure. So anyway, that is what else I've worked on. Tomorrow in the regular Yarn Joy podcast episode, I'll go ahead and show you those coasters. They turned out super cute. What else am I working on? Well, the different collabs that I'm doing. Well, I'm doing one collab with Seta, and that is the hashtag Stitch Your Library June. I made a video on Monday showing you the project that I'm making for that, and so I've been working on that project. And then yesterday I made Tuesday Tidbits video where I talked about my adventure in lining the Angelmo bag, but the way I'm doing it is I'm not lining the bag that's already put together, but I was thinking about a way maybe I could line it as I'm putting it together, and so I'm starting a second one. Anyway, I talked all about that in that video, plus I showed you the crochet along that I'm participating in with Seta. She's doing a crochet along on a Latgan blanket, scrappy blanket. And so I showed on yesterday, besides that bag lining project, I also showed my progress on that. So I'll be showing my progress on Tuesdays for that crochet along I'm doing with Seta for the lat blanket. Okay, and so yeah, I did that yesterday. Today is crafting with friends, visiting here with you, and then on Thursdays, tomorrow will be the regular Yarn Joy podcast episode, and then Friday, I was wanting to do like a food Friday or fun Friday or something, and it's actually going to be more of the Stitch Your Library June, but it's going to be the small projects. But a lot of the small projects I plan on doing is making some crochet fake, play crochet food for my grandbaby for him to play with. And, I haven't started any of that yet. I've got the books where I want to pick the patterns out, but I haven't started them at all. So, that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow, is picking out the food that I'm going to be working on. I think I have to. I don't have anything to show on Friday if I don't. So we'll see. I hope that I'm not biting off too much that I can chew, old saying, but I didn't realize that I've got lots of things going right now. So hopefully I think I'll be keeping up with it. We'll see. Oh, I did make the June, I'm looking at it right here. It's the little diamond painting monthly sign. I did make the June one, but I don't think I ever showed it. So I made it and I sealed it. So there is my June sign, my diamond painting sign. It's got a rainbow on it and of course the little gnome there and this pretty sunflower. I think it's very pretty. And so I have it right here to the side of my, because there's a wall. You can see part of it right here, but there's a wall that goes right here. I'm sitting up next to, and I have it hanging there. What else? Still working on the diamond painting wind chime. I've got a little bit more progress on that. And what else? That's it. I do want to show you some, 2 people sent me in pictures of their In a Tizzy blankets. And so I do want to share those. I wrote down a notes here to make sure I remember which color was which, for who did which one. So the first one I'm going to show is Josephine. So here is her In a Tizzy blanket right there. Isn't it awesome? I love those colors. She did hers in the cinnamon swirl cakes, and the colorway was Boardwalk. Okay, and I love that. You know, blues and browns just really go well together because you have like earth and water, you know, so blues and browns do really go well together. I love the colors, how that turned out. Great job, Josephine. Okay, and then the next one is Babs, and she sent me a picture of her In a Tizzy blanket, and let me go ahead and pop her picture in right here. So there's hers. Beautiful, blues and greens. I love that combination as well. She made hers with Karen Skinny Cakes in the colorway Lime Twist. So yes, I love those colors as well. So thank you, ladies, so much for sending in pictures of your In a Tizzy blankets. And thank you so much to all those. I know there's a few others that made the In a Tizzy also that I've already shown you their pictures. And yeah, it was such a fun project. It was a new technique. Never made a blanket like that before. So that was fun, you know, learning a new technique. And so, yeah, I get so excited to see people that I can inspire to work on projects, you know, and do the projects that I'm working on. It's so fun because you're like, it's like a camaraderie, you know, it's like, oh, you're making the blanket too. Well, how are you doing on yours, you know, and it's really fun. So that's, yeah. And so now I'm starting the smooth sailing blanket. I think that's going to be a fun project to do. I like doing filet crochet. This one doesn't have a chart with it, but it's got all written instructions. But I printed it out on paper so that way I can like check off my rows and make sure I'm, you know, following the pattern. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing with that. I'm trying to remember, I talked about my, I think I did it last week in my Crafting with Friends video where I talked about the Happy Planner I got. I'd never gotten a Happy Planner before. And then when I saw this one, I thought, oh, I have to get this because it's Disney, but it's classic Disney, which is all the better. And I think I showed it to you. But anyway, it's Bambi characters. Let's see Bambi? There you go. Anyway, it's been a week and I'm still working on it, so that's good. I mean, I'm still, you know, using it. I haven't really done a whole lot. This actually planner starts July, but it had the monthly spread, just like that, for April, May, and June. And so I was able to go ahead and get started with it. I finished, well, I started at the end of May. Of course, I just got it. Now that it's June, so now I'm working in June. And then I got this habit tracker off of Amazon that somebody was selling, you know, and you got multiple sheets of it. And so I'm working on that, started that. And so far, I'm liking it, and it's helping me. Like, I'm tracking my water. I'm kind of doing baby steps as far as building up the amount of water I drink. So right now, I just made it easy on myself. I said, well, drink at least 32 ounces of water, and then you can drink other things. And so that's just for like this week or this month. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably start increasing it, you know, once that gets easier to do. And so, yeah, so far I've been meeting that right there. That's the blue. And then my orange is zones, and that has to do with, if you're familiar with Fly Lady, that has to do with that. It's like getting household chores done and things, you know. So I'm keeping up with that. This week's zone is in the kitchen, so I've been doing some extra cleaning and things in the kitchen, okay. And then I've got exercise. I've exercised twice this week, so it's not bad. Very slow going, but it's better than what I had been doing, which is absolutely nothing. So, yeah, I'm trying to build up that habit. And then I've got videos, which there'll be a lot of videos so that'll be, you know, a really nice amount of color, because since I'm doing a video almost every day this month. And then I have reading, and I did read 2 days in a row. Actually, it was in the Fly Lady book that I've got, just kind of inspire myself to pick up my cleaning routines a little bit better. And then I do have another book. I have a called The Midwife set of books. I think I shared on here one time, and I really want to start working on that, reading those. So, yeah, I read a couple of days, and then I didn't read yesterday or day before, so I need to go ahead and get a little reading in today so I can color my little square. Anyway, so yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm keeping up with it, yeah. And I ordered an accessory pack that's got a few more things that are also Bambi inspired, note pages and things, and so that's coming in Friday, so I'm excited to put that together. And we'll see how long I keep up with it. Okay, so tell me down below what you're working on while you're listening to me chatter. And is there any new projects that you just got started that you're excited about? Tell me what you did over the weekend or what you're doing this start of the, I guess school's out for everybody now. And so do you have plans for this summer coming up? Yeah, I love just to hear about what everybody's doing. I don't know for sure what's for dinner. You can let me know what's for dinner at your house. Yeah, I don't know. I've got some chicken fajita meat in there. I might do something with that. I haven't decided. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Today is Wednesday, halfway through our week. And then come back tomorrow and we will have a visit for the regular Yarn Joy podcast episode. And I will show you some of these other projects and how I'm doing on them. And yeah, we'll have another visit then. So until then, have a great evening and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.